To all my people in LA, anybody that tunes in LA, uh, it is looking like LA tenants have until August 1st to pay 18 months of back rent. Let me pull this up, man. This is crazy. They got till August 1st. I guess they just let it keep going on and on. And so they have until August 1st to pay 18 months of back rent. And the tenant advocates want the city to just scrub rent debts or add further protections. This is wow. This is wow. So I just saw this, man. The hourglass is running out for Los Angeles apartment tenants to pay rent owed during the first 18 months of the pandemic. Now, as we know, LA rents is about $2,000 to $3,000. I did some math, right? And I'm a low ball. I'm just gonna say average $2,500 a month in rent for LA rent. We'll just do 2,500. Uh, damn, 2,500 for 18 months. Come on, calculator. Times 18. You're talking about 45,000 that people might have to cough up. So under a tenant protection package passed earlier this year, tenants have until August 1st to repay the debts incurred between March 1st, 2020 and September 1st, 2021. So they just, I guess, put that all in the dark and just let everybody keep going. About 100 people led by the Keep LA House Coalition gathered in downtown LA this week to call upon Mayor Karen Bass and the city council to cancel rent debts and to provide further protections for tenants who can't pay back rent. They said lingering struggles from the pandemic coupled with inflation and LA's high cost of living make it nearly impossible for many to pay their debts. If no further actions are taken to prevent landlords from removing tenants come August 1st, eviction filings will soar. That is a damn shame. They got these people out here. Tenant right advocates said $20 million in voter approved measure ULA funds should be set aside for rental assistance program, but the program has yet to launch. The pipeline to homelessness, it starts with eviction and it starts with high rents and a high rent debt. Renee Moy, an organizer with Debt Collective and a member of the Los Angeles Tenants Union, told the Daily News, "We must act now before this crisis gets worse." Daniel Eukelson, executive director of the Apartment Association of Greater LA, said tenants have known for nearly 3 years they would need to repay back rent. During that entire time, some have not made any attempts to repay their obligations and simply have waited around for some miracle to make a large lump sum payment, which they are unlikely able to do. Eukelson told the Daily News in an email, "It is time for the city of Los Angeles to stop babysitting these adults." The city's tenant safeguards expanded universal just cause eviction protection to hundreds of thousands of apartments and single-family homes, preventing LA landlords from arbitrarily evicting tenants. That they are in a real fucking pickle. I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my homies in LA. I got a lot of people in LA. Sometimes I have to go to LA to work or film or something like that. But I was never really drawn to want to move to LA. My whole career as a comedian, people always say, "Man, you need to move to LA." And I was like, I don't know. The only way I would ever wanted to move to LA, and I could tell y'all this, is if, you know what I'm saying, like I had like a $10 million deal on the table or some shit that's like guaranteed and I'm still not coming there to the ink dry. I think LA can be a very difficult place, especially like the older you get. You know, if you're young, back in the day, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, people go out there, they're couch surf, especially if they trying to get on in entertainment and arts. And they could couch surf and shit and, live with somebody or live in a back house or whatever they would do to get on. That shit just wasn't for me. And I just can't do that. I can't live like that. You know what I'm saying? And plus, with my school and even as a pharmacist out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like even at my hourly pharmacist rate, bro, I'm just scraping by. You just scraping by on six figures in LA. Like, I don't even know how anybody is doing it out there unless, yeah, I mean, unless you like have your own business. You need to be a super successful entertainer, or I guess you just running some really dope business and you're winning. But that shit is ridiculous, man. That shit, I was in LA. I went to get me some muffins. I had like just two breakfast muffins. Like, it was a little stand. Man, I got me two muffins and a coffee. That shit was like $48, man. $48. I had a rental car. Gas was $8 a gallon. I said, what is this? How is this even making sense? I mean, it's a beautiful city. But this is very, very sad. And this is just a result of them, I guess, kicking that can down the road, because even me, like, I own a property, I own a rental property. And when these people aren't paying, I would want to ask if they are putting something in for the landlord. Because shit, a lot of times with these real estate deals and these landlords, a lot of them ain't making no money, y'all. All this shit, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of these niggas do classes and all that shit about getting rich and real estate and all that, but sometimes people making a profit of maybe $100 a door, if that. Most are losing. So they just in there scraping by trying to pay the rent. And you have some tax advantages when owning these properties, but it's rough, man. It's very, very rough. And I guess this is some type of domino effect. It seems to me like California is about to turn into, like, Detroit, when Detroit first collapsed. Like, it just seems like they're going to go bankrupt or something. It just seems like a lot of those policies that they have in place for California, it doesn't seem to really be helping, them from a business standpoint. And, they kicking all this shit down the road. And on top of that, you got the SAG after strike and the WGA. Ain't nobody making no money. Everything at a standstill. Everything. Because the trickle down effect of those economics, where you got studios empty. Because, it's not, when we film in TV shows, when I'm filming a television show or a movie, which I have, I have filmed some movies. I done been in a movie and 2 or 3 TV shows. But when you're filming those, you look around, it's not just about you, man. You got grips, camera operators, hair and makeup, food and craft services. You have drivers. You just have a whole crew. Like, there are crews upon crews, and you have an accounting department. You have so many jobs, like, within that. Even when you are doing a movie, you got a person that's like taking notes for the script. Like, if the director says that, somebody said, like, that's a lot. And you have a multi, like, that's literally like, being in Detroit, I guess, during the boom of the auto industry, and just all the car manufacturers just strike. I mean, you just shut down. That'd be the equivalent of Delta probably shutting down in Atlanta, man. Like, it's just so much. And on top, and then they got this eviction shit coming on top of their housing problem, on top of the homelessness. Shit, man, please. It is rough there, man. So I just want to lift my hands in prayer for people in LA. My goodness, man.